Back here in the course overview page, and we had just gone over Python. No, okay, no, I'm sorry. We've gone over Python Fiddle, right, which might be helpful if you want to just run a program very quickly. There's also a little box inside of the interactive Python online text where you can run code, but I thought that that might be helpful as well. And so we go ahead and move down to the next bullet point, and we have our how-to page. And on our how-to page, I'm going to be putting up videos, just like this one here, that are going to guide you through the process of something that you haven't seen before, right? And so I'm going to be creating one on how to create an account and turn in assignments on the online platform. And I'm also going to be, creating them as we move into new areas of Python that we haven't dealt with before. And so I'll put them all onto the how-to page, and I'll be putting up links on the class website in the in the to-do section. And so we come over here to the resources, and we have our Python reference. I go ahead and click on that, and I get to this here. This is a very detailed documentation of all of the capabilities of Python. Right? So we have if statements, for loops, and all of these different things. And so, maybe in the past you have used if statements in Java, but now you're trying to use them in Python, but you're not sure about the syntax. Right? So you're not sure exactly how to write it in Python because it can be different. And so you would come here to the documentation, the Python reference. You would click on if statements, and they have examples here. Right? And so you could say, oh, that's the way it goes, right? You put a semicolon at the, you put a colon at the end, and you indent what is inside of the if statement. And so this can be used to just double check and make sure you don't have a syntax error. And the next thing we have here is a Python module reference. And so we're not going to be using modules, just right here in the beginning of the class, but we're going to be getting into them very soon. And so what a module is it's a set of classes that have a certain purpose. And so the first one we're going to use is a module called Turtle, which allows us to create graphical drawings. And so I'm going to go ahead and search for the Turtle module by pressing the Command button and then F, right? That's to find. I'll go ahead and type in Turtle up in the bar here, and it will find the module. Right? And I'll go ahead and click on the Turtle module. It'll take me here. And if I have any questions like, oh, how does the Turtle screen class work exactly? Or how does the raw Turtle, how do all of these different classes work, and what are the methods for the different classes? You can come here. Okay. And we have all of these different ways to move the turtle, to draw the turtle, to put the pen down, put the pen up. And if you ever have any questions, you can come here to clear those questions up. And so let me come back over here. And we have our Turtle reference. I put that here just to be very specific because we are going to be spending a lot of time working with Turtle. And we have Stack Exchange. And Stack Exchange, I talked about it a little earlier. It's an online community where people come to ask questions and to answer others that are confused. So if you're ever trying to complete an assignment, or you're doing a lab and you're not sure, you don't really want to ask me a question because you're at home, or you're working on a project and it's the weekend, you can come here, ask your question, copy and paste your code in, and within a few hours, somebody will get back to you with a very clear and explicit answer. And so I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why or what motivates each of these people to be so helpful, but they're here and they're willing and they're very appreciated. Right? And I've asked a couple questions as well on Stack Exchange, and I'm sure as we go through the class and we get into the side scroller video game, I'm going to be asking some more questions on this platform. And so I strongly suggest that you learn how to use and learn to take part in this question and answer forum on Stack Exchange. Okay. So we come back over here, and we got our Pygame reference and Pygame tutorials. I'm not going to talk about that just now because that's like third quarter and fourth quarter. Okay, and then we have our Raspberry Pi, which I'm still not completely sure we're going to be incorporating into the class, but I wanted to when I was thinking about during the summer. What I do want to talk about is down here, the extra credit opportunities. And this is kind of small, so I'm going to increase the size of the screen the text of the screen, and I do that by pressing Command and the plus button, right? And it goes ahead and increases the size of the text. So if you're ever looking at your screen and you need to increase the size of the text, you can do that by pressing Command and the plus button. And of course, to make it smaller, you could press Command and the minus button. And so we come here to the extra credit opportunities. And so, there are extra credit opportunities in the curriculum where I ask you to do extension exercises, but there are also these here. And if any of you are in the 10th grade, 11th grade, you're thinking, hey, I really want to, go into computer science in the college level, and I want to get into a top tier computer science program. When they receive your application, they want to see that during this summer, during the 10th grade summer, you took part in a program that had to do with computer science. In the 11th grade summer, you took part in another program that maybe had to do with astronomy, right? So they want to see that you had you were very goal oriented from the very beginning of your high school career, and you took part in these different programs and contests. Right? And so a buddy of mine, he went to Caltech, and he got a full ride. He didn't have to pay for any of the tuition costs. And the reason why was because he took part in some contests, right? Some science contests, and he won a few. And so the dean of the school called him up and let him know that they'll be paying for his tuition. Right? So that's another reason why you might want to take part in some of these contests and apply for some of these scholarships. And so they're here. And they all have different deadlines and due dates. If you apply, let me know. Right? And then if you get accepted, let me know, because I'll give you extra credit points based on that, either of those two events happening. Right? And so, great. So that's that. Thank you.